it's time to understand what is instant restore capability in Azure Backup. We did cover Azure Backup in detail, the entire architecture and everything, but today we are going to talk about the instant restore capability in Azure Backup. Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Arun and let's get started. Just wanted to clarify a few things before we start understanding the architecture, what changes made after the upgradation of Recovery Vault, and how come we restore in a less time as compared to the old one. What I meant to say, instant doesn't mean in few seconds, but it takes a lot less time as compared to the earlier when the Recovery Vault was not upgraded. Okay, let's understand. And this is I have created just to understand the architecture. This is, let's suppose this is our Azure VM, this is our backup service, and this is our vault. Okay, we know once the backup schedule comes, or before schedule comes, we enable the backup. And when we enable the backup, the extension gets installed. Okay, that is backup extension on the VM, which would actually take the app consistent snapshot by default, okay, with the help of VSS, that is volume shadow copy. Okay, in Windows, if it is Linux, it is crash consistent snapshot always, not the app consistent. And if you want app consistent in Linux, you got to run some manual work, customize scripts and all. Okay, so once you enable the backup, extension gets installed, and on the schedule, this extension will take the snapshot with the help of VSS. And once the snapshot is taken, this data that snapshot has will send it to the backup service and to the vault eventually. All right, so what is happening when this data goes here? Okay, backup data transferred to vault. Okay, so this right here, the data transfer to the vault, this data which is coming, this is called recovery point. Okay, and when the schedule runs again, the data would be captured only the changed data, means incremental. Okay, and that data would be transferred to the vault. And once the data is transferred to the vault, the same place the recovery point is created at this point. Let me mark this down. It will help us to understand this point right here when the data is getting transferred to the vault. This is our recovery point. Okay, now what happened? The Azure backup team was working so hard and they upgraded the vault. And once the vault is updated and all the new vaults are updated now, and you can check if you are still using the old one in the properties of the Azure backup. Once this thing is updated, what started happening, I need to do something else just to make you understand. like this, because every Azure VM has a disk attached to it. We all know that, right? Doesn't matter whether it is a managed disk or unmanaged, but there is always a disk attached. Okay, disk attached, and this disk is always been inside storage account. We know that, right? Inside the storage account. Now, the thing is, when this snapshot happens, there is an option now which will keep this snapshot right here. This snapshot, oh, sorry, need a different shape. Right here. This snapshot, oh, sorry, again, my bad. Okay, what you doing, man? Come on. Okay, we can use this. This snapshot, yes. In the storage account, before it transferred to the vault. Earlier, recovery point was getting created when the data is getting transferred to the vault, but now recovery point will create as soon as the snapshot is captured. And you do have an option that you can keep that snapshot in the storage account for 2 days by default, and you can keep it till 5 days. Okay. So what happens during the time of restore? Let's try this. This is restore. During the time of restore process, data gets rehydrated. Okay, it's get transferred back from the vault to the storage account. This is the storage account. So data gets transferred back to the storage account. It gets rehydrated, and this process of rehydration, this process transferring data back to storage account or rehydration, this thing cost a lot of time. But now if your snapshot is there in the storage account already, then this time would be saved, and you can restore your machine in a much lesser time as compared to the restoring the machine from the data which is inside the vault. Okay, so that's why it is instant store. By default it's for 2 days, but you can change it from 1 to 5. All right, cool. Now there are a few things like it supports disk size up to 32 TBs, and resizing of disk is not recommended. It supports all kind of disk like standard SSD, HDD, or premium SSD disk. And there is some extra cost involved because these snapshot would be in the storage account. For example, if you have a premium storage or standard storage, your storage will increase because you would have extra data, maybe for 2 days or 5 days. So that price is involved. Okay, and that's all about it. Nothing more, but I can show you the screenshots that I have right now with me. This is the policy that you define. Inside the policy, we have this option, retain instant recovery snapshot for 2 days by default. This is the backup policy, okay? And once you try to restore, you have the option snapshot and vault. There's one more option like snapshot. If you choose the snapshot, it will take much lesser time than you choose vault. So this is the instant restore capability of Azure Backup. Well, I'll share the link of Microsoft documentation if you wanna go a little deeper. I wanna understand things in little more clarity, and that's all. Well, thank you for watching. You have a good day.